Jake here for Extreme Terrain, and today I'm taking a look at the Raxium Axial Series 9-inch Angel Eye LED headlights with black housings and clear lenses and matching LED fog lights fitting 2018 and newer JL Wranglers. If you're looking to overhaul your JL's lighting and front end appearance, then this kit from Raxium is going to have you more than covered. It'll improve your visibility and give your rig a cool, unique style, and it's going to do it for a really palatable price as well. Now, unlike a typical setup of headlights, this is actually a kit that's going to include both new headlights and new fog lights to match. And if you're planning on doing both of these anyway, this is going to be a great option because you get them all in one box and you know they're going to look good and work well together. But let's start by taking a look at the headlights in particular. Now, we see a lot of different headlights come through the doors here. They're a super popular mod amongst Jeep owners because they're easy to do and they can make a big difference. But these ones have always stuck out to me. While the lighting output is good, what really strikes me about these are the looks. Inside you get that cool black housing, already making for a nice stealthy appearance. And if you're going for that fully blacked out look, these are going to help you achieve that. Now, around the outer edges, you get an LED angel eye ring, bringing in that modern, sleek look. Now, those rings are also going to double as repeaters for your turn signals, so they're going to switch to amber when you signal and then back to white for the rest of the time. But my favorite part here are the 4 vertical LED strakes bookending the main beams top and bottom. Now, these again are LEDs, and I like them because they really align well with the signature 7-slot grille. Kind of ties in that classic design element very well, and it just flat out looks cool. Now, in the centers, of course, you get new LED projectors for your main and high beams, making for much better light output than you get from the factory, especially if your JL came equipped with factory halogens. These lights are going to cast a much brighter, crisper light further down the road or trail. It's going to improve your visibility and how easily you can be seen. All the electronics are packaged inside too, so there should be no issues with flickering or hyperflashing. Makes for a pretty easy setup. Also helping with that extra visibility are the included fog light. Now, like the headlights, these are also fully LED, making for a much better light output than your stock units. These are going to resemble the headlights stylistically as well. They even keep that angel eye theme going, so they truly are going to look like a matched set, like they were meant to come this way out of the box because, well, they are. A nice bonus, as opposed to buying those two things separately and trying to get the right light temperature and style to match, it's just a lot easier to buy them all in one kit, have them look right, and it's going to have a nice cohesive look to the front end of your JL. The outer housings are constructed from a black aluminum, and they've got integrated cooling fins back here to keep everything secure and running at a proper temperature. Now, out front, you get these standard clear polycarbonate lenses over top of those black internal housings we were talking about earlier, plus all of those LEDs. Now, the fog lights also again feature LEDs inside, and they too have a polycarbonate lens over top with an aluminum housing and an ABS plastic bucket to go in for the mounting points. And again, since these are all LEDs, everything here is going to have a nice long lifespan. Both the fog lights and the headlights are also weather sealed to help keep out dirt and moisture and keep the electronics inside nice and safe too. Pricing for this kit comes in at about $400, and that does put them on the more affordable end of the market for JL headlights. In fact, it's a pretty solid deal if you're after both headlights and fog lights. You're getting better lighting output and improved looks for a really solid price. So if you're a fan of the styling here like I am, these are going to be just your speed, and they're going to keep your budget intact as well. Installation gets a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and these should take you about 2 hours to install. Now, while these are mostly plug and play, you are going to need to do a little bit of wiring in order to get those daytime running lights working properly. However, it's just a matter of running power and ground for the most part. Everything else is pretty much set and ready to go. Plus, everything you need is included, even some quick Scotch lock connectors. But enough of me talking about it here. Let's head out to the shop and we'll walk you through the process.
For this install, you need a 3/8 ratchet, a 3/8 1/4 adapter, a 3/8 extension, a 1/4 extension, a 10, an 8, and a 7mm socket, a T20 socket, a clip removal tool, wire crimpers, and a 5mm Allen wrench. All right, today we're going to be installing some headlights and fog lights on our Jeep Wrangler. But first, we're going to watch a video how to uninstall our stock headlights, and we'll come back here to uninstall the stock fog lights.
All right, so the first step in our install is to remove the pop clips that are holding on our grill. So let's grab a pop clip removal tool and get these out. All right, so the rest of the grill is attached along the bottom and sides with pop clips. Firmly grab the grill and pull back towards you. And you should be able to remove it. All right, with our headlights exposed now, we can grab a 10mm socket if you can find one, and go ahead and zip the 3 bolts that are holding on your headlight. Pull your headlight off. Locate the connector at the back. Press down on the connector and remove it.
All right, to remove our fog lights, first thing we need to do is we need to remove our lower splash shield. There's some plastic clips in the front and 2 6mm bolts underneath that we need to take out. All right, we have our 2 bolts here and here, and our 6 plastic clips that run along the front. We're gonna take our bolts out first. All right, and grab your clip removal tool and take out the clips. All right, we're gonna come to the front of our wheel liner and take out our 2 8mm bolts to access the wiring to our turn signal and marker light. All right, now we can come to the inside of the bumper and take off our panel to access our fog light. There are 7 7mm bolts going all the way around. All right, now we have access to our fog light. What we're gonna do is disconnect our connector and take out our 3 T20 screws on the sides. Take out the connector, push down the tab, pull out, and grab a ratchet with a T20 bit and take those screws out. All right, now we get to repeat that same process for the other side. All right, before we get started, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get our wiring ready. The kit does come with supplied clips to connect the wiring. You can use that, but we're gonna do something a little bit different. But the supplied clips, just clip over the existing wire for the harness, and then you just slide the other wire in and clamp it down, and it connects the two. What we're gonna do is put spade connectors on because we have T-taps already on our harnesses. So the wire is pre-cut, so you're just gonna pull off the end to expose the wire, twist it, grab your spade connector and just clamp it down. All right, you just repeat that same process for the other 6 wires. All right, now we can install our new headlight. First thing we're gonna do is just plug in our factory harness, and we're just gonna set it in place so we can get our hardware ready. All right, now we're gonna get our hardware ready. We're gonna grab our supplied Allen bolt, put our flat washer over. It's gonna go through our headlight. On the back side of the headlight, we're gonna put the spring and then tighten everything down. All right, now we can grab our 5mm Allen wrench and tighten it down. All right, now we're gonna install our fog light. As you can see, the kit did come with 2 different brackets. Ours is our 3-bolt design, so that's what we're gonna use. So we're just gonna go on the back side, install our fog light, install the 3 T20 screws, and then plug in our harness. All right, and then we're gonna plug in our harness. All right, now we're just gonna hook up our wiring. We have our 2 wires for our headlight, 2 wires for our fog light. So we're just gonna plug our wires into our headlight harness first. All right, and then once we have those, our headlights will go into our turn signal. So we have our marker light, you will see our T-taps on here, and then our turn signal. All right, and then we'll get our other 2 wires for our fog light. And then our fog light will tap into our marker light. Now just make sure you check your wiring diagram and your references to know what you're plugging into. All right, now we're going to install our plastic liner for the back of the fog light. What you want to do is you can hide your wires however you want. We're just going to tuck ours to the side for now so we can put our panel back on and our 7mm screws. All right, as you can see, we tucked most of our wires up under the wheel liner. You can see some here. You can run yours however you want. We're just running ours temporarily, for example. But what we're gonna do is now reinstall our 2 8mm bolts that we took out for fender liner. All right, now you get to repeat that same process for the other side. All right, now we can install our lower plastic splash shield. What we're gonna do is slide it up into place. We'll put our 2 7mm bolts in the back and then reinstall our 6 plastic clips on the front. All right, we're gonna put our grill on now. We're gonna slide it into place, push our locking tabs onto the bottom, and then install our push clips. All right, and that wraps up our install of our Raxium Axial Series 9-inch Angel Eye LED headlights and LED fog lights with a black housing and clear lens for our 2018 and newer Jeep Wrangler JL. And remember, for everything Wrangler, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.